RAMS is an incredibly robust mental health service organization, and Hireability is the vocational arm of RAMS supporting mental health recovery for anybody from the age of 15 all the way on up, from people who have never worked in their entire lives to people who are returning to work after a long absence, and for youth just beginning their careers.
What led me to RAMS was the ability to be able to provide support for the youth, and especially the ones that the underserved.
When you're in college, at least for me, it was really hard to see what I wanted to do. Like, I knew I was a psych major, but I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. RAMS gave me that clarity.
RAMS as a organization is a very multifaceted and more holistic organization.
I heard about RAMS when I was 19 years old. After going and completing Youth to Youth, it actually taught me a lot of new skills. It taught me how to be a peer counselor.
I think a lot of times mental health isn't talked about, and I feel like within Youth to Youth, doing the training and providing the material to our participants also sparks conversations with my parents that wouldn't be talked about.
When I got a chance to help start our first transitional age youth program at Hireability, I was able to help build a curriculum with these youth in mind. RAM's first venture into vocational training programs for youth was Summer Bridge, a wildly successful program for high school students to introduce them to careers in mental and behavioral health. Many of these graduates went on to pursue higher degrees in social work and psychology.
First time I interacted with RAMS is through Summer Bridge. One thing that really impacted me was going back, my mom would say, "You've actually changed a lot for the better."
We've since added several youth programs, and between the adult programs and the youth programs, we were able to help youth successfully navigate their way into competitive community employment and find meaning and identity in work.
Since I've started with this job, I work with people I've never worked with before in the past, and that actually gives me a deeper perspective on society.
It has a super big impact holistically because it really normalizes mental health because you're talking about it and you're making the resources available. It sparked a passion in me, and I realized I want to give back to the community.
Transitional age youth have a very specific need to require skills from financial literacy to being able to fill out a job application to filling out a rental application. Having meaningful work is super important for your identity and your mental health. To be proud of yourself and the work that you do and have the self-esteem and have the income so that you can actually pursue your dreams is incredibly important for you.
After I completed Youth to Youth, I did the tape here internship, and using the skills from Youth to Youth of being an active listener and putting the work as a peer counselor, we talk about what's happening on your life. Maybe they don't talk to someone outside. Maybe they don't have a connection with a counselor or anything like that. So me as coming as my role is like, okay, I can help you. Just tell me what you need and I'll be here for you.
And the other program is a work readiness program. I think it's a really great program to help the ones who need help, giving them the opportunities to be successful.
RAMS is the largest mental health organization that too few people have heard about. The success stories are really fulfilling. To keep getting phone calls for references, to have youth come back and request letters of recommendation for colleges or even graduate school. And I'm looking forward to hopefully being in this career long enough to see some of them come back and work for RAMS as licensed clinicians and social workers.
Our previous Hey Peer counselor, she was my role model, and for her to advocate for me when I was an intern has been that example that I want to lead when helping the interns.
Failing is the first step to having successes. For me personally, I believe confidence are built from these successes.
RAMS has impacted me working with such a diverse group of people, especially as like a first generation Chinese immigrant.
Mental health within immigrant parents, you don't really talk about it. It's not a thing. I'm really happy that I work for RAMS, and I'm happy that I was a part of RAMS.
In the end, we're not just helping the participants in our program, but we're also helping future generations as well. And that's not a bad mission.